Hi everyone, Jim Gonzalez, EDI Support LLC. It's another Wednesday. Glad you are tuning in, checking us out, seeing what we can inform you on, what we can share with you, all that wonderful knowledge that we have. So today, I'm actually going to be talking about something that might confuse some people, because some people might say, "Why are you talking about this? Why are you sharing this with the group?" Um, how to know if you would make it as an EDI consultant, whether that's as an individual or thinking broader as to you want to start another company. You want to become EDI Support LLC. You want to grow. Um, so, main thing is customer service all day, nonstop, making sure customers are getting the service that you would want they're getting from you. So if you can lead with that foot forward, where you're thinking of those customers and you're thinking of their needs and you're putting yourself in their position, then the next things can also fall in place. And those things in my mind are, what type of knowledge do you have? Can you do mapping? Can you do communications, AS2, FTP, API communications? Do you understand business processes, depending on the industry that you're maybe going to focus on? And I typically tell people focus on a particular industry: retail, healthcare, transportation, logistics, whatever the industry is, whatever the method of communications, mapping, all of those things. How well rounded are you? Do you feel you're well rounded enough that you can answer most questions that are thrown at you in that particular industry or business process or whatever it may be? I've been doing this for a long time. Um, there's been a lot of bumps along the way. I don't know everything, believe me. I make mistakes on a daily basis of things that I should have done a little different. But as an EDI consultant, I own everything that I do. Everything as a business owner, I own what I do and what my team does. So if I bring somebody in onto my team and something goes wrong with the client that they're working with or whatever, I own that. Yes, my team member should have some ownership, but ultimately it's also me as the leader of the team, um, the owner of EDI Support LLC. So again, it depends on which way you're looking to go. And I really have the thought pattern of there's enough money out there and opportunity out there to help. So if you want to become an EDI consultant, you want to start an EDI consulting group, you want some insight, you want some things, people might think that's crazy because what am I doing? I'm growing competitors. Um, to me, it's not competitors. Nobody's a competitor. I've told people that all the time throughout the years. Nobody's competition because nobody's going to do it the way that we do it. Nobody's going to handle things the way that I handle them. And I think there's enough things out there that if you lead with that customer service, you can do this too. Um, People constantly ask me what should they focus on as far as education. It all depends on where you're at in your development, where you're at as becoming well-rounded. Because I truly believe in order to be an EDI consultant, you need to be well-rounded. You need to understand the various aspects. I'm not saying you need years and decades in mapping or years and decades in network configurations or years and decades in AS2 setups, API setups, all of those things that are involved, business processes, all of those. But you need an overview. You also need to, I think, need to be able to envision how a process works or see it. If you're going to get into dealing with EDI and it's in the retail space, go and watch in a warehouse how product goes down that conveyor belt, how it gets packaged, how it gets selected, how it does all those things from an order to cash process. Know those things. Back in the day, and this is because I'm a dinosaur, or in the world of EDI, I am. Um, I used to go to client sites all throughout the United States, install products, help clients through setting up EDI, doing all those things. My first trip, I was 19 years old. I went to Ohio. A little personal insight. It was the first time I've ever gotten on a plane. Was 19. Got on a plane, flew to Ohio. I'm in Pennsylvania. It wasn't a big, long flight. A little nervous, nerve-wracking. Asked my parents. But I did it. I went to a client site. The client literally asked me if I was old enough to be there, if I was old enough to be installing things and setting things up. I laughed because I knew what I was doing. I knew how to install. I knew how to, you're going to laugh at this, how to stick those 3.5-inch hard disks into the computer, get my software up and running, which back then was STX for DOS. Now it's really aging myself. And we got configurations up and running with Walmart. I was there for a week. Remember it to the day I die. It's actually a company called Ohio Steel. So anyways, if you ever run across Ohio Steel, I don't even know if they're still in business, but that's where my very first installation was done. But what I'm getting at is I had the beauty of being able to watch these organizations and see how product flowed, see what they were doing, see if they had a warehouse, see if they had a 3PL, talk to individuals, literally sit with their accounting teams, sit with their ERP specialists, go to conferences, do all of these things. So what I'm saying is since I'm 19 and I'm 45 now, I lived and breathed EDI integrations, of course, API over the last few years, but I understand it. Am I the most proficient at mapping? No. Am I the most proficient at setting up an AS2 communication? No. But do I understand networks? Do I understand every aspect of EDI for the flow? Understand what band charges? Understand what different platforms do? Yes, because I've taken the time to get myself embedded into those things. So what I'm getting at is anybody can do the EDI consulting gig. You just have to be aware, educated, get yourself involved. You want to learn new things. Say you've always done mapping. Okay, learn how an AS2 is set up. Understand how an FTP is set up. Understand how SFTP is set up. There's different tools that are out there. Are they the tools that I recommend for clients to use on a regular basis? No, but there's free ones out there. Look at Azure Logic Apps. You can go in there and you can set up AS2. You can go in there, set up and go to AWS. You can set up an FTP server. You can do those type of things, and you can Google them, and you can look online, and you can find the resources to get to that. Maybe you don't know API, but hey, I highly suggest learning API. If you want to learn API, guess what? Learn the tools that are involved with API. Understand Postman. You know how many resources are out there for Postman? Look, they're out there. You want to learn, you want to understand which ones you should look to for helping to understand the interactions? NetSuite. Check out NetSuite. Look up NetSuite API, start looking at the API documentation. If you can do it for NetSuite and you can get utilizing Postman, now you're understanding and you're conceptualizing what you would have to do. If you're using Boomi, or you're using Just Transform, or you're using any of these other products that are out there, or platforms that are out there, ECS and Delta, Clio, any of the products that are out there, you can conceptualize what's going on. You can understand how to help retail clients. You can understand how to do different things throughout the EDI world. Also, don't act like you know everything. If a client comes to you, brings something up, be honest. Tell them you've never dealt with that, but let me look into that. Or tell them, hey, might not deal with that. I have connections that might be able to help me out. And guess what? Reach out to me. Reach out to me at EDI Support. It's jim@edisupportllc.com. It's not a hidden email address. I'll help you out. I'll give you some advice. I'll give you a conversation, whatever it needs to get you along that pathway. Now, am I going to hold your hand all the way along? No. Sorry, I have other things I need to take care of, but I can give you advice, and I can give you some thoughts, and I can give you those type of things to lead you in, hopefully, in the right direction. And as I always tell people, listen, just because I do it a certain way doesn't mean you have to do it that exact same way. But if you use the way that I do it, maybe you can build upon it. Maybe you can find a better way of doing it. You know, I'm old school. I got two computer monitors sitting here. I only ever use one. I think I use the other one just to look cool. I write everything down. I print everything off. It's what I do. It's how I go for it. So here you go. Here's some advice, which I love sharing advice. Samuel, thank you. I prefer Insomnia over Postman. Check it out. Hey, again, that's great advice. That's what we need. That's the information that we share. We share that on our Discord. We share that everywhere. But there's a lot of things that you got to understand when you're going to be an EDI consultant is really you become your own business. Okay. You may get lucky. You may have that one client that believes in you or one company that you've talked to in the past and you have no non-compete or whatever it may be, and you start working with them. You need to keep the business going because maybe they only need you for 3 to 6 months. So what are you going to do next? So you got to think of yourself as a business. You got to do a little bit of marketing. You got to put yourself out there. You got to do things like this: LinkedIn, YouTube. People do Facebook ads. People do Google ads. All of those type of things. But you got to be able to engage. Get out there into your own circles, in your own areas. Look, there might be EDI networking meetings. You never know. And there's plenty of conferences that are out there, plenty of digital conferences, so you can do them online and you can join in and you can talk and share your information and your advice. A lot of people have been in your position where they might not know every aspect, but can you evolve into an EDI consultant? Yes, all day long. You just got to put the time in. You're not going to know everything right out the gate. So those are my big pieces of advice when you're going through this is education, learning different tools, growing, getting into mapping, getting into communication, getting into business processing, and then also thinking of yourself as a business and getting into networking, working with other companies and other clients. And there's a lot of times that you're going to do things in the fledgling of a business in order to get money, get paid, put food on the table, as I call it. EDI support, when we started off 6 years ago, it started off basically where I had worked at a company, had a falling out. With that, I ended up taking some time, and fortunately, I had a previous client reach out to me because I wasn't even thinking of starting EDI Support LLC. Wasn't even thinking it. Somebody reached out and said, "Hey, I know you're not working with so-and-so. What do you think?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" "We'd really like to work with you." Talked to my wife, took some more time. Again, I wasn't thinking of going that route. Did a little research, looked up EDI Support LLC, seen the name was available, locked in the domain, called the guy back. I said, "You know what? If you're reaching out and you still need help, I can help you out." And it all started from there. It all started from, I put myself out there on LinkedIn, started sharing my information, making connections, allowing my connections that were already on LinkedIn. "Hey, listen, I'm available. Started a company. We want to work together." And started doing those things. And now look, 6 years later, there's a team of 10 of us. We're not huge, but there's a team of 10 of us all throughout the world that work together, and we're helping clients left and right, from small to large. There's been a lot of struggles along the way, a lot of things that I haven't done right, a lot of sleepless nights, some tears shed, thinking I wasn't doing what I needed to do, and all of those things. But by the grace of fortitude and just moving forward one step at a time, a loving wife, supportive family, and everything else, this is where I'm at. It's a great position to be in, so just understand you can get to this position. It's going to take time. It's not going to snap your fingers and overnight it's going to happen. You got to rely on yourself and believe in yourself. But with all that being said, understand you also in the EDI world, you have somebody on your that can help to have your back, that can give you some support, can give you information, can provide you with those type of things, and that can be me. I'm not saying I'm gonna feed the world or any of that kind of stuff. I would love to, but what I can do is I can help to build a movement, and what we're trying to do is build that movement of strong individuals that are out there leading with helping clients, leading with doing EDI consulting and building clients up and making businesses better and doing the customer service things that are needed. There's too many times that people aren't handled the way they should. So if you have that goal and you want to do that, reach out. I don't care where you are in the world, reach out. I can give you advice. I'm not going to hand it to you on a silver platter. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to hand you clients. It's not going to happen. But I can hand you advice. I can give you insight. I can do all of those things, but I'm not going to do it for you. There's plenty of people that are like, oh, well, can you tell me exactly what to do? No, dude, we got the internet. Google it. Look it up. It's not my job for you to be lazy. My job is I'll be supportive, I'll help you out. I'm offering that up. A lot of clients and a lot of businesses don't do that are in my position. But I will help to look to make sure you succeed. I'll provide you resources, I'll provide you information, I'll provide you URLs, I'll do those type of things, but I can't do it for you. And if you can't take the step of doing certain searches or insight or any of those type of things, that's on you. Can't be mad at me. So lead with those things, do those things. Again, this is my advice. If you need further advice, hit us up, reach out. You can look for my information. Again, is Jim Gonzalez at edisupportllc.com. That's how you can reach me. You can also reach me a multitude of other different ways. You can check out my videos that we've been posting on YouTube. You can follow us here on LinkedIn. You can subscribe to that YouTube channel and join our Discord group. All the links are going to be shared in the details section. We talk about EDI and API and help people to get insights into the different products, different things that they're looking to do, everything like that. So as I wrap up this Wednesday, stay warm out there. Temperatures are starting to change. Getting a little chillier here in Pennsylvania. And I will talk to you again next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.